So as I promised, I am going to do a long form video about our recent trip to Costa Rica. I actually have a cheat sheet here of what I wanted to talk about. So I wanted to start by talking about the flights. We flew from North Dakota. Our connecting flight was Dallas-Fort Worth. It's a pretty short flight from Bismarck to Dallas-Fort Worth, and then our connecting flight went onward to Liberia, Costa Rica. About a 3-hour flight, I believe it was. Pretty scenic flight. Got to see a lot over the ocean. We were able to see the capital of Nicaragua, Managua. I'll try to include a photo of that I was able to get from the plane. Liberia Airport, easy in, easy out. We had arranged our transportation through a hotel, Hotel Belmar in the Monteverde area. Ecotourism is their big thing. I don't have my cheat sheet of all the information about the hotel, but I'll just kind of shoot from the hip here and talk about what our experiences were. We did get to drive down the Pan American Highway. Let me rewind there. We didn't drive. We had a transport, and our driver Mauricio was amazing. He had a great eye for nature, and he pulled over multiple times and pointed things out to us that we wouldn't have probably have noticed otherwise. Pan American Highway actually goes from the north part of Alaska, and with a very short break around Panama, it actually, I think there's a 60-mile break around there. It goes all the way down to the southern tip of South America. So you could actually drive almost the entire way from the top of North America to the bottom of South America. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. So Mauricio got us all the way out to the Hotel Belmar. Very scenic drive, winding roads. We realized really quickly that we made the right choice not renting a car for our first trip to Costa Rica. The roads in the daylight would have been reasonably okay to drive on. However, once night came, it would have been an absolute nightmare for us to try to drive on the roads. Not that they're bad or anything, it's just challenging. So we ended up getting to our hotel probably closer to 5 p.m. We got checked in, checked out our room. I have a quick video I'll share as part of this of our first room we stayed in. And then we had dinner there at the hotel. Fantastic meals, by the way. The staff and the whole hotel is just absolutely top notch. So that was basically day one, was pretty quick and easy. We had arranged to do the Selvatura Adventure Park the next day. They do zip lines and they have a bunch of hanging bridges. I have a ton of photos from that as well. Not as many videos. It was hard to take a video while you were zip lining. What else was I going to say just now about the hotel? I don't remember, but I'm sure I will remember eventually. So that was day one, basically just getting there, having our meal, and chilling, relaxing, and enjoying being in Costa Rica. Day two was all about the Selvatura Adventure Park. We did go and we signed up to do the zip lines, which was actually very phenomenal. I had never done one. My wife had not done one, I don't think, ever as well. So it was kind of an experience for us to do that. The staff at that location was also amazing. One little thing I noticed was the people that work in the tourism down there are absolutely bilingual, Spanish and English for sure. But it was kind of surprising to me the number of additional languages that many of them spoke. One of the people who did the introduction and safety check when we did the zip lines, he was checking a family next to us, and he noticed that the adults had no problem understanding his English or his Spanish, but the kids were kind of not really understanding what he said, and he picked up on just kind of their mannerisms and the way they talk to each other maybe, and then he full on started speaking in French to them. So that was really cool. He put those kids at ease and made it more enjoyable for them. So very cool, top-notch crew there at Selvatura. The zip lines were amazing, a lot of fun. I think my wife and I enjoyed the hanging bridges even more. We did get to see a howler monkey on one of them. It was probably 5 or 6 feet away from me. So that was pretty neat as well. I got a cool photo of me sticking my tongue out at him. I'll make sure to include that in there as well. Uh, then we ended up heading back to the hotel. Our transportation took us to and from Selvatura. Again, that was something we arranged straight through Selvatura, included in the price. I'm not even going into the prices on things right now. It wasn't cheap, but it also wasn't highly expensive. I would say it's moderate, maybe. All in, I think the entire trip, everything all included for two of us for the week that we were in Costa Rica, including airfare, was maybe $8,000 with everything. But I'm not trying to break everything down right now in this video. So when we got back to the hotel, we had decided to take a walk into the town of Santa Elena. It's right there in the Monteverde area, up in the cloud forest there. Super cool town. We saw a lot of neat artwork that they had. We were actually looking for the big Monteverde sign, which we couldn't find for some reason. Google Maps doesn't really tell you where it's at. Flash forward on the very last day, our transport driver, Mauricio, again, he knew where it was at and he took us right to it on our way out of town back to the airport. So we did get to see that. But anyway, so we walked around down into Santa Elena, saw a bunch of cool stuff. We ended up having dinner that afternoon at the Treehouse Diner. Fantastic food. They literally have a tree growing inside of their building. That also is the day that it rained the hardest, so we were grateful to actually be inside. We were smart enough to plan ahead. We knew we'd be in a cloud forest, and the chance of rain is anytime, any day, at any hour. So we did have our rain gear on us, and we stayed moderately dry. So that was good. It's all about planning ahead. So then we got back to the hotel, already had dinner there at the treehouse, so we relaxed at the hotel room. I'm kind of skipping around maybe a little bit here, but also I wanted to point out the area we were in Santa Elena, the Monteverde region. It's about 10 degrees north latitude from the equator, so 700 miles or so. What that means is that it's basically 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness. They vary, the variable on the timing of that throughout the year is within a half an hour, really. I think the shortest day they ever get is like 11 and a half hours in the winter, and the longest they get in the longest days of the summer is closer to 12 and a half, maybe 13 hours. But pretty awesome place. So for day 3, so we arrived on day 1. Day 2 we did Selvatura. Day 3 we arranged with the hotel to visit their Savia reserve. That was our night walk. So again, I'm getting ahead of myself. In the morning we did the Finca Madre, Tierra, which is the Mother Earth farm. It's basically where they grow a lot of what they serve in their restaurant. We got to see the cows that they get their milk from, they make their cheese from, they grow their coffee there. It's just amazing. We did the horseback part of it, so that was about 40 minutes on horseback. I'll include some photos and videos of that too. Just a heads up, I'm super new to this, so when I say I'm going to include it, I haven't edited obviously yet. So the plan is to have my voice talking and then show the pictures and videos over here, over there, or just totally over me. I don't know how that's going to work yet, so we will all find out together. So the daytime on the farm was just amazing. Our driver and guide for that, I forgot his name, but I call him the Deutschlander. He was wearing a Deutschland sweatshirt. He's originally from Germany. Of course, he speaks German. He, of course, speaks Spanish because he works in Costa Rica, and he deals with tourists, so of course he speaks English. So another trilingual person. Super cool guy. Very knowledgeable about everything going on. Um, so as far as the horseback riding went, apparently I got the horse that was always hungry. So throughout the entire time, the horse would want to stop and eat some grass, or he just kept stopping. He knew where he was going because that's how horses are when they do
Oh, get a snack.
horseback
Yes.
riding tours and stuff like that. So it was very enjoyable, lots of fun. Surprisingly, my butt did not hurt afterwards. So shout out to the horses and the crew there at Madre Tierra. Um, so then they fed us kind of a light lunch while we were there, drive us back to the hotel, and then I think we just relaxed for a little bit. No big plans for a little bit. We had the arrangement to do the night walk tour, they call it, or nightfall tour, because we wanted to see the nature and the animals and all that fantastic stuff that Costa Rica has to offer. Also, a little side note, Costa Rica has one of the most biodiverse ecosystems in the world. So it's pretty amazing for a country that's the size of the state of West Virginia. It has something like 0.5% of all, what is it, plant and wildlife on Earth. So 0.5% may not sound like much, but that's for the entire planet. And it's a pretty small country. Not going to do a history of the country of Costa Rica, but it is an amazing place. So the night walk tour. We go out there, and the main guide was a gentleman named Daniel. He's actually a biologist who works with the Hotel Belmar, and he does these guided tours. He was incredibly knowledgeable of the plants and the wildlife and just everything in that night walk tour. A highlight of that, we got to go over a hanging bridge, and it had 3 different levels on the main tree. Because of some storms in the surrounding area, we could only go on the first and second level. The third level it looked to be significantly higher than the first 2, but that was amazing as well. We had a family that went along with us at the same time, a mother and father and 3 daughters. And you may hear in the video that I'm able to attach to this, one of the daughters is actually pretty afraid of heights, but they all overcome it with the staff that was there with us, and the parents, shout out to them, they did a great job too. What was really cool is you had the option to go back over the hanging bridge, or you could rappel down from the tree, which we all chose to do, and that was also amazing. Another one that was difficult to get any video of because you need both hands while you're rappelling, and my wife and I were going down at the same time. So I don't have any video or photos of the rappelling, but trust me, it was awesome. So after the nightfall tour, we get back to the hotel, relax, get some sleep. Again, with it being 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of daytime, nighttime, daytime, it was a little awkward to us coming from so far north in America, where we have daylight until 9:30 p.m. But with the sun setting or by 6 o'clock down there, it was odd for us to be, feeling like the day was already over so early. But the day was over. We enjoyed another fantastic dinner there at the Hotel Belmar's restaurant. Then we had planned for our 4th day, 3rd full day in Costa Rica, to do the El Tigre Waterfalls, as they call it, Cataratas del Tigre, also in the Monteverde area. Just an amazing, amazing, amazing hike. I would highly recommend wearing boots because it is a cloud forest. It is going to be wet, and the trails are rock and dirt, and you're going to get dirty. But it's very much worth it. I believe there was 8 different waterfalls that you could see, different hanging bridges as you went along. Some of them were pretty, not sketchy, they were safe, but some of them moved around a lot more than what we had seen at Selvatura, where they were more stable. So I kind of enjoyed that. It was fun to have a little sway in the bridges while you're looking at these amazing waterfalls. An absolute bonus that we had to that El Tigre hike was there was this dog. We're not sure if he works there, if it's one of the staff's dogs, or he just lives in the area, but he followed us for the majority of the 11-kilometer hike. I believe that's around 8 miles. I'm not doing the math in my head very well. But that El Tigre is phenomenal. Definitely worth it if you're in the area. Uh, Day 5, that was just the return home. We had to leave the hotel at 9 a.m. So again, we had Mauricio driving us back to the Liberia airport. On the way back, he spotted more wildlife left and right. At one point, he saw this goose family. It was, I'm assuming, a mother goose, and I think I counted 11 babies. They were literally crossing the Pan American Highway. So he pulled over. He wanted to actually get a video of it because he is cool like that. He likes getting animal footage and stuff too. So we got a nice video of that. I'll put that in the video as well. What else there? Uneventful ride back. I will say that him being a local, he drove a reasonable speed. The posted speed limit, I would assume for a tourist, you should probably actually go the speed limit. He might have been exceeding it a little bit, but still, it was the speed of traffic. He was a very great driver, very safe, very fantastic. So then we get to the Liberia airport. Again, it's seamless getting through, customs, immigration, all that to get out of there. I'll include a little quick video as part of this of what we witnessed while we were getting into the airport. It was pretty awesome send off there. And then unfortunately we had to get on the plane and fly home, which was pretty uneventful as well. The flights were different than our arrival flights. We ended up flying to Miami and then Chicago. We had a 9-hour layover in Chicago and then flew home the following morning to home here in Bismarck. We did get to see the 7-mile bridge in the Florida Keys, which ironically we had been there a week earlier visiting with family. So that kind of wraps everything up. I was hoping this was only going to be about a 10-minute video, but it looks like it's going to be closer to 17 or 20 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how the editing cuts this down when I cut out my ums and my uhs and my random intricacies that don't make sense. So, peace.